Now that I'm 97, I'm finding that people come back to me. Art is very powerful, and public art is particularly profound. It makes a difference in people's lives. Art generally is spiritual. It tells a lesson. The Tortoise and Hare and Make Way for Ducklings both have messages. And my sculpture, all of my sculpture has a message in one way or another. And hopefully sometimes people learn a great deal from my pieces. Ducks are about families, and they're about nice things and pretty things. The Tortoise and Hare has another lesson. It talks about people don't have to win the marathon, but they run it because it means something. It's something that they can just feel so good about, and it's like climbing any mountain. Most people have no idea the enormous process that each piece goes through. The first thing I have to do is find out if there's copyright. Then we have to find out if the art commission is going to accept it. Then we have to go to the Landmarks Commission. Then we have to go to the Parks Department. Then we have to raise money. We have to know whether the site is acceptable and whether it's if it's a city site, then it's very hard. If it's a private site, then we have a lot more freedom. So then I make a little maquette, which is a scale model. I use plumbing pipes to make an armature because, everything has to have a structure. Then I add styrofoam because I want some bulk. Then I start putting on the clay, and I measure my little maquette and blow it up. Then we take this to the foundry. Now the foundry has to reproduce this clay that I've made into bronze. My husband and I and my 4 children went in 1979. When we walked around, I'd never been there. I didn't know what to expect. And I was fascinated with how people dressed, what they looked like. I'd never seen all sorts of people in different gowns, in all sorts of different ways. And I was fascinated. A friend of mine had a studio, and she asked me if I'd like to share with her. She was a jewelry maker. So I said I'd love to, and she knew about she had her things cast. There was no such thing as a sculpture foundry, only the jewelry maker. He told me that the sculpture could only be 6.5 inches tall. And so I had this very particular situation where I really had to conform in a different way. I had 30 pieces, and I had this show at the Jerusalem Theater, and they'd never had a show before. So that was kind of fun. The pieces that are here in this beautiful gallery of Kolbo, which I'm so excited about showing and having a show here now. Janet and Larry they have been so sweet about the way they've cared for my pieces. And I'm in a place that's just surrounded by beauty and all this beautiful craftsmanship. And it's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous gallery. And I showed here, 14 years ago. So I'm thrilled. I really am thrilled to be back here. It's so beautiful. And the craftsmanship and the artistry is unbelievable. So I'm really honored to be here. My art is sort of like my children. It's hard to say. I usually love everything as I do it. And I feel like each time I do a piece, when it leaves me, when I cast it, I feel it's really the best I can do. It's hard to really choose. I can't tell you what they feel, but I can tell you what I feel. And what I feel is so proud that somebody wants something that I have created. And I know when somebody buys a piece of mine that they love it and they're going to care for it. And it's still, every time I sell a piece, I'm touched, because there's some, perhaps in some crazy way, I have gotten into their spirit or their feelings about something. And very often, these pieces that they buy have some particular meaning for them. Now that I'm 97, I'm finding that people come back to me and they ask me about something, and it ends up a piece, say on eBay or something, or at an auction house or somewhere. There's a lady who's in Texas, a rabbi, who just wrote to me, and she told me all about this piece that she found in an antique store. And she said, I have to have that. Anyway, I have to say again how thrilled I am and how beautiful this gallery is, and how grateful I am to be showing in it, and to for you all to come and see it.